African people stay here, I have Jamaican people stay here, I have white people stay here, I have Spanish people stay here, and I have Black Americans stay here. I'm not saying not all Black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been nothing but problem. Only 2 good ones came here, out of all of them. Fight late at night, not with me, with each other. They're disrespectful, they're entitled, they're unappreciative. And it is that way because America has spoiled them and give them so much free shit where they think they could come to Jamaica and get the same free shit out here and be nasty about it. I'm not saying all of you are like that, but because of that, I'm not risking my health and my happiness for people. No short-term stay. No short-term stay. It's not going to happen here. I'd rather eat salt and banana and let goats and cows live into my houses than I have people come here and stress me. I will not hate my business because of customers. A lot of business people are miserable because of some kind of customer. Not this place. I don't want, my place is drama-free.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. You saw the intro. We got to talk about this story because it's going viral. Now, this Jamaican rental property owner, I don't know if she puts her house up on Airbnb or where she lists her house, but she rents her property or properties out for short and long-term stays. Now, you all heard what she said. She said that people of all different ethnicities and colors come to, visit for short and long-term stays at her property. However, she's had the most issues with Black American guests, Black Americans who come to stay at her property. Now, obviously, part of the reason why this is going so viral is because of the outrage from Black Americans and, people who find this to be offensive. They have a problem with the way she explained it. But before I get into playing this video, because she goes into a full explanation on what she meant in the clip I played before. But, I think she summed it up clearly. She said she has a problem with ghetto and entitled Black Americans. And she said not all. She didn't say all Black Americans aren't welcome. She said she has a problem with ghetto and entitled Black Americans. If you're not ghetto or entitled, you shouldn't be getting offended. I don't know why so many Black people are getting upset about this. She specifically said ghetto and entitled. So if you aren't either of those things, then you shouldn't be getting upset. But this is just a part of the, I guess you could say, part of the social conditioning of being Black. When you hear something negative being said about Black people of a certain character type, I guess you could just say, if you hear somebody calling Black people ghetto, saying that they don't want ghetto people around, then, Black people who might not even be ghetto and entitled, they get offended on behalf of other Black people who are ghetto and entitled. It's like, if that ain't you, don't claim that. Don't get so offended. Yeah, this is just one of those videos. Even reacting to this, I'm sure this one of the ones I'm gonna catch a lot of heat on. But I understand what she's saying. As a Black person, contrary to a lot of people's beliefs who may watch my videos, think I'm some sort of coon or whatever. You know what I mean? I got plenty of Black friends. Matter of fact, most of my friends are Black. I got a very wide assortment of friends. I'm Mr. International. I got friends from all over the globe when it comes to ethnicities. But I got a lot of Black friends. And, so I know, I generally know how, Black people carry themselves. It's different types of Black people. The same way as different types of white people. It's different types of Mexicans. It's different types of everybody, of all colors, There are ghetto Black people. Like, let's not pretend that just doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Let's not pretend like we don't know what type of people it is she could be talking about. Ratchet ghetto Black folks. Let's not act like that just don't exist. And she did put the caveat in there. She said she's not talking about all. She said the majority of her experiences with Black guests have been bad, but she didn't say that they were all bad. But she's saying she's not putting up with ghetto entitled guests no more, specifically the Black Americans. And this her property, is her business. If that's something that she's choosing not to put up with, then that's completely on her. You got a problem with it, go somewhere else. But if you aren't ghetto and entitled, I'm sure she wouldn't have a problem with you staying there. But I'm going to play this clip, and we're going to get this video rolling. I got a few reactions to play. of some other people on TikTok who didn't take kindly to what she was saying. So we're about to get into all this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we watching. Now let's roll it.
Anyway, I have so much phone calls from people asking me, I'm Jamaican but live in the US. Can I come to your place? I'm African but live in the US. Can I come to your place? Because you said no black people allowed. Listen, people, I know the media have twisted this in 3 different angles and are millions way because it went viral. So you guys believe what the media said. So let me break this down for you, okay? I would never made a video that said no black people allowed here. I don't care what color your skin is. You're welcome if you're respectful. My business is not based on money. Whether you believe it or not, I was raised eating dumpling and butter, breadfruit and butter, so I don't mind being poor. I don't mind going back to have nothing to eat once I'm happy. I was in America making a lot of money. I come back to nothing. You're going to understand where I'm coming from, how serious. You cannot destroy my business because it doesn't base on money. Get that through your head. Next, I want to tell you, let's talk about what I don't want here. I don't want any ghetto black Americans here. No ghetto entitled, spoiled black Americans that America has spoiled. I don't want them here. Will not change that, okay? And I'm not going to change the verbiage. I'm saying exactly what I feel. I was a landlord in America for 10 years. Let me tell you, I have tenants that their rent was $12 because Section 8 paid the rest of it for them. You're like, I don't get any free shit. What free shit you're talking about? I don't get free shit. You got a lot of free shit. Those are the people I don't want here. $12 a rent, you'll pay. You have Benz, you wear $400 wig, name brand shoes, your kids wear name brand shoes, and you work minimum hours so you don't lose your Section 8. You got
all right, so I gotta pause the video right here and just say, in this video, she is going into detail, specifically detailing the type of black person that she's talking about. And while a lot of people might want to discount the things that she's saying, she just mentioned she spent time in America. She was a landlord in America. She was making money in America, and she had tenants who, were Section 8 tenants, only paying $12 for the rent, government subsidizing the rest, paying for the rest. They worked the bare minimum, but they got their hair done, got the designer clothes, got everything they need. They got food stamps, EBT. They got it all. She's talking about a specific type of people, and the type of person she's describing isn't accustomed. If you aren't living a life where you got to work for what you have, you're not gonna be very appreciative of a nice thing that you encounter, that you come across. You're not going to take care of something that's nice. And yeah, I mean, she said that she left the USA. She gave up all the money she was making just for the peace of mind to be back home in Jamaica. And she started this rental property business to, give back to probably, in part for her, but also to give back to people, who want to come and visit Jamaica and have a nice stay. So as a property owner, she just wants to make sure that her property is being respected, looked after, and taken care of the same way she would probably take care of it. Probably not to the extent that she would take care of it, obviously, but you get the point. Let me wrap this up, though.
food stamps, you buy lobster, steak, and God knows what everything is. And people that work in 3 jobs can't afford the food. They could buy that on government assistance. I don't want you ass here because I work very hard for everything I have. So I don't want no entitled, spoiled, and grateful black Americans here. If you work respectful, I'm even open to offer short-term stay for the right people. One thing I learned about the ghetto people too, they have a way of hiding who they are. Because they've been cheating the system so long that they pretend to be something else to get money off the government. And so that's what you do. You call me, you pretend to be somebody else, and when you come here, you show your real true colors. There's none of that here. If you come in your ghetto, you gotta leave. Period. I don't care about your money. Yeah, that's what I gotta say today. So let's go get mad.
She is very unapologetic, but I mean, like I said, get mad at her all you want. She in Jamaica. This is her property. Like, what can you do? Like, this is, it's clearly, this is an anecdotal story. She's had, I mean, I don't think she would just make this up. I don't think she would just make this up to stir controversy. She, from her story, I mean, we only getting half of the story. That's all we hearing. But she's had bad experience with black American tenants. And she's, like I said, she went into detail in this video describing the exact type of person that that it is she don't want, to lease or rent out her property to for short or long-term stay. The type of people who aren't appreciative of the things that they have. Simple. But now that we heard that, let's play some of the clapbacks to this woman and her testimony. Let's get into it right now.
Specifically, very specifically, in detail, what did they do? Because you're not just about to come make a vague video saying every black American that came was just a bad tenant, but you don't got no specifics. So what did they do, ma'am? What did they do? That's all I want to know. You saying they was arguing not with you, but with themselves. That sounds like they were just drinking and doing something like playing spades or something. That sounds like that's all that they was just partying. You didn't say they had any property damage. So what are they doing? They go and they turn up and they make a little mess, but that's expected because you're a renter. So you should expect to clean up a little bit of.
All right, so to address brother number one, he did a stitch on TikTok, which is basically like a reaction. He did a stitch on TikTok to the first video that I showed in the intro. So this is her going more into detail about it. And, he poses a reasonable question in that 1 minute video, that 1 minute clip. She basically just saying, I don't want no ghetto black Americans here. But she didn't really go into detail about what it is that they did, her exact experience in dealing with them. So, you kind of just left to guess. You left to question. But, it definitely seems like that guy was, given the black Americans who she had a problem with the benefit of the doubt. But let's get into brother number two.
There are a lot of entitled people no matter what color they are. But that's my problem. I have no problem with her saying, she had bad encounters, but the generalization is my problem. Everything she said out her mouth after she tried to go back on shit was that black Americans get free shit. That's some white shit she just said. That's some racist ass white shit. First and foremost, every time I hear a non-American black talk about black folks, every thing come out their mouth is some European racist shit. I don't give a where they come from. They all repeating the same talking points you hear on Fox News, Mark Levin, or any racist white man you could think of is coming out their black ass mouth. That's my problem. I'm not saying we over here without issues, but stop acting like you don't have the same problems with you at or your culture. That's my problem. But to generalize a whole group of people, when you got blacks over here doing it up over here, graduating with multiple degrees, starting successful businesses, but you want to point out a certain segment or group, a few people that came over to your shit and acting like assholes, then you want to paint a broad brush. Oh my God, white folks and other folks go places and don't show their asses. They just perfect wherever they go. That's my problem. I have no problem with her having an issue with people coming over and not being appreciative of her business.
All right. So in her defense, in regards to what brother number two said, she didn't exactly paint a broad brush. She was very descriptive, at least in this video, very descriptive. She talked about exactly the type of person it is she does not want staying there. And he mentions is black people starting businesses and getting degrees and doing good for themselves and, breaking the mold of the so-called stereotype. Those not the type of black people that she would have a problem with. I would imagine those aren't the type of black people that she would take issue with. She's talking about a specific type of person, an unappreciative person. I don't think somebody that has a business will be unappreciative of somebody else's business. You never know. But she's talking specifically about people who are used to getting handouts and, has their life subsidized by the government. And people who are unappreciative because they don't really work hard for the things that they have. They get a lot of handouts. Handouts will kind of create a certain type of mentality in a person. And, it's quite interesting for him to say that, she shouldn't paint a broad brush, but, I'm sure he paints a broad brush in regards to white people, saying that white people are racist and, and she's saying racist, Fox, Mark Levin, Tucker Carlson talking points. I mean, don't point the finger at somebody and then do exactly what it is you're accusing them of doing. I have an African wife, so I've met a lot more African people through her. Prior to meeting my wife, I didn't really have too many African friends, but now I know a lot more African people, and they don't have the exact same issues that we have here in America in Africa. They have their issues, of course. No place is devoid of issues, but they don't have the exact same issues. And a lot of immigrants, and it's not even just African immigrants. It's not even it's not just African immigrants. It's immigrants in general. I'm pretty sure the things that he's talking about that they are saying is that we're lazy, victim mentality, unappreciative, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They don't need to listen to Tucker Carlson and Mark Levin and Fox News to understand these things. They're saying that because of their upbringing in Africa, where they don't have much. They come to a place where they have an abundance of opportunity, i.e. America, and they notice that there are so many Black Americans living in the past, complaining, victimizing themselves, complaining about being oppressed, instead of just buckling down, getting down to work, and paving a better way for themselves and their future generations. That's something that they come here and they witness themselves. They don't have to watch Tucker Carlson and Fox News to come up with that conclusion. So I think he's completely wrong about it being a racist thing. I wouldn't say that Africans. He's basically saying that Africans are racist towards Black Americans. And I mean, I guess there's a bit of a feud there. It's a bit of a feud between American Black people and African immigrants who come to America. But like I said, I just personally don't think, as a Black American, I don't think you should take offense to what anyone is saying about Black people if what they're saying has some semblance of truth to it, and if what they're saying isn't directed towards a person like you. So if an African is talking about how ghetto certain types of Black people are, there are very ghetto Black people like that. There are Black people who will fit the stereotype in which they're talking about. But if that ain't you, then that ain't you. You feel me? That's not you, then it's not you. I went to a restaurant. I'm not gonna name this establishment. I don't want them coming after me. I went to a restaurant, and I guess you could say I'm not a ghetto Black person. I guess you could say that. You know what? No, you definitely can say that. I'm not a ghetto Black person. I'm just Black. And, I went to this place, and when I tell you, a restaurant, they was playing, rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, music. And in the middle of the restaurant, it's girls twerking on the tables, twerking all up. Like, is that not ghetto? Like, am I wrong for calling that ghetto? Would anybody be wrong for calling that ghetto? You know what I'm saying? Like, the point I'm trying to make is, yes, ghetto Black people exist. They do. Let's not pretend. And if you not one of them type of people, then don't be so offended by the things that you hear. Now if somebody, it's a completely different story if somebody, without knowing you at all, has a preconceived notion about you, and they pointing the finger at you, calling you ghetto for no reason. You haven't given them no reason to believe that you that. then now that's a different story. Now that's where I will take the side of the person who's just being wrongly accused. But in her anecdotal story, she had experiences with ghetto black Americans. As far as we can tell, we haven't heard the other party's side of the story. I don't even know if we will, but yeah, it's her business and she gonna run it the way she want to run it. That's all I got for this video. Please let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out the door. And until next time, you guys, I'm out of here. Peace.